Hi LinkedIn, another quick how-to video, and this is focusing specifically on Sales Navigator. Now, for those of you who are not aware, Sales Navigator is LinkedIn's premium sales and business development tool, and for me is the best lead generation tool on the market by a country mile in the B2B space, and offers the best value for money. I've been on the platform since it first came to market 7 years ago now, and now help organizations understand how to get the best out of it. This is nothing to do with LinkedIn, has not been paid for by LinkedIn. They haven't asked me to do this. This is just purely my take on it to help you understand, both as a former client of theirs and now helping businesses unlock the power of it. In very simple terms, Sales Navigator, and you see here, is a completely different view and dashboard to normal LinkedIn. The simple way to think of this, it's a CRM which sits on top of LinkedIn.com and is unique to you. So you set it up in the way that you want to use it. You give it the data that you're interested in. It does sync with pretty much every CRM platform in the market out there. So you can bring through data from your CRM system into Sales Nav and vice versa. You can even run deals and opportunities through that if you've got enterprise level. So you'll note here a number of alerts. You have your lists feed, and this is simply, it's split into two. So you have a lead list. So a lead is a person. It could be a prospect, it could be an existing client, could be an influencer, it could be your own organization, whoever. Any of the 650 million people on the platform you now have access to, irrespective of how big your network is, and you can track and monitor them. Account list is what it is. It's a client. It's an organization. Again, prospect, key client, target client program, account-based marketing program, whatever your internal language is. In simple terms, this is a company. You feed the system information, and then you start to get all these views down here. You have your filters here, so you can start to break this down by, I'm only interested in where the leads that I have saved have been mentioned in the press, and then you build this out. They have built in some changes post GDPR based on where leads are mentioned in the European Union. Lead shares. This is where it really comes into its own. So you can track people that you're not connected to. You can track people, and it will start to tell you what they're sharing and what they're dealing with and what they're commenting on. This helps you start conversations. This helps you drive engagement. You know, the beauty is that if you are not connected to people, you're never going to see their content unless your network or the network of network engages with it. And by pure dumb luck, the algorithm decides to put it into your feed. Here with this, you can absolutely specifically tell the system, I'm only interested in this, this, and this. Go back to the top. We then have lead job changes. Again, beauty of this, you don't have to be connected to these people in order to see this. Someone changes jobs. Is that an opportunity to get in there and bring in your products, your services, new budgets? Is it a risk if someone is coming into an existing client of yours, an existing account, and they're going to bring in the competition? Now you can start to track this. We then have lead change roles. So this is promotions. So this is really helpful. So you can see what's happening in your accounts in real time, because your CRM system is going to be out of date. It always is, versus LinkedIn, which is self-fulfilling. You know, it's a self-policing CRM system. So again, you can see where your network, whether you're connected to these people or not, have been promoted within their organizations. Lead viewed your profile. You know, if you've got premium, then okay, you can see this in LinkedIn.com, but at least this is filtering out to people that you have saved. You know that they've engaged with you because they've looked at your profile. This filter isn't working yet, but the idea behind this is that when you save a lead and they engage or comment on your content, so what you've posted, this will appear here. Again, of course, you will get that in LinkedIn.com. This just creates a cleaner interface for you to filter out the noise from the general conversation to those that you're specifically interested in. And lead accepted your connection request. Again, you know, you get this anyway in LinkedIn.com. For me, not much use. An account news is what it says on the tin. So where the organization is mentioned in the press, and then you can go into the articles. Account shares. So this isn't working at the moment. This is what a corporate would be sharing specifically from their corporate account. And account financial news. This is where if they've done capital raising, M&A, all that kind of stuff will bring through on here. And potential lead. This is kind of useful, starts to do the business development for you. So it's starting to suggest potential people that you might be interested in saving. So I could save David as a lead, either put him in a list or just add him straight to my lead list. David has no idea that has happened, but now I can start to track everything that David is doing. So what does this actually look like in real terms? So if I look at my lead list, I then can set these up, and if I go into all my leads, you have these filters which run across the top. So for everybody here, 45 people have changed jobs in the last 90 days. To bring this to life for you, we can see this. I'm not connected to Tara, so I'd only see this if it was liked or commented and moved randomly into my network. But now I know exactly what's going on. Steve, same principle. You can see what's going on here. Mentioned in the press. This can be used as a way to start a conversation with somebody. This is where the real fun starts, and this is where this starts to become massively useful. Now, of course, you can follow people on LinkedIn. I recognize that. And so you will start to see what they're sharing and commenting on. But of course, that's in amongst all the different types of noise that's out there, paid for content, your own network, and so on. With this, you can get really super specific in terms of what's happening. So if I want to understand what Nathan's doing, I then click on Nathan's profile. And Nathan knows I've looked at his profile, which is fine. But then I can start to get a sense of what Nathan's been sharing. I can then engage with this. I can like this. I can comment on this. I can refer to this in a connection request or whatever it might be. Really, really helpful. You can then add, depending on your CRM sync, you can actually add a hierarchy in here as well. So the way to think about this is it's a CRM system for LinkedIn, but it is only as good as your behavior on LinkedIn. So if you don't use LinkedIn very much, you're not going to get very much out of this, which is why you need to consider how you're using LinkedIn before necessarily using Sales Navigator, because this is an incredible business development, sales and marketing, lead generation, pitch pursuit tool. But you've got to shift your thought process that LinkedIn isn't about recruiting and recruitment consultants. It's a bona fide CRM business generation tool. Hope that was a useful short introduction. I'll be doing more how-to videos on this, but for the time being, thank you very much for taking the time to listen. If you've got any questions on Sales Navigator and we're not connected, just ping me a connection request. I'm happy to answer them. And keep watching my future video series coming out. Thanks again.